Hey guys, what's up? This is WhaleMasher, and I was going to do a two-part tutorial on theater mode. One was going to be very basics of how to use theater mode, but you know what? I think it's way too basic to make an entire tutorial on. If you can't figure out how to use theater mode in its most basic form, then you probably shouldn't be trying to use Dolly Cam yet. I'm not trying to be rude. If you do have any questions about basic uses of Dolly Cam, feel free to ask. If enough people ask, the basics of theater mode, if enough people ask, then I'll do a tutorial on it, but I'm pretty sure you can probably find some already. As far as the Dolly Cam goes, it's not that hard to learn, but there's a couple things that it's going to take some time to figure out, and I'm going to try and save you guys the hassles of figuring that out. There's probably other tutorials already on how to do it, but I'm going to walk you guys through an entire process of me making a Dolly Cam clip from start to finish. It might take, half an hour or something like that for me to do this. I'm not going to make it perfect, and it's going to try to make it quickly, but yeah, it might be spread out over 2 videos because you guys are going to, I'm going to try to talk to you guys the entire time that I do it. And there's going to be a couple of other things I'm going to throw in. I'm going to show you guys a couple tricks on theater mode, at least one trick, and just show you some other things. I know this is probably really boring right now. Nothing's happening, nothing's moving, but yeah, it will be soon. So the first thing I'm going to show you guys is a trick, and my friend Krusty showed me this. I didn't know about it. When you first join, or when you first enter into theater mode and you want to get to a specific section in it, you can't just skip to it. You have to fast forward to it. Now, sometimes it takes a while for it to get there. If the clip that you want to make is at the very end of the film, you have to fast forward through a 20-minute, piece of gameplay. So an easy way to fast forward is you press your fast forward button and then press select to bring up your menu. At which point you can completely let go of your controller and walk away, and it's going to continue fast forwarding for you without you holding any buttons down. To make it stop, you just get out of your menu and press the fast forward button real quick, and it'll put it right back to normal speed. So you can see fast forwarding, press select, just keeps on fast forwarding. My button's not on it, or my finger's not on the button. Then I press the button one time and puts it back to normal speed for me. So it's a pretty handy trick to know. Now let's get straight into the Dolly Cam. I use the digital button layout. To understand that, you press start, go down to your options, head on up to theater button layout, and you can choose between default, digital, and bad bot. Each one has advantages and disadvantages. For me, digital has the least amount of disadvantages. so that's what I use. So whenever I tell you guys what button to push, it's going to be referencing the digital layout. I'm going to be telling you guys the Xbox controls for PC users, and you PlayStation guys, you'll just have to figure out what the buttons are on your own. So press Y 2 times to get to free roam mode in your theater. At which point you're going to want to press your right bumper button 1 time. It's going to take you to edit camera mode. If you press your right bumper once more, it's going to take you into the actual Dolly Cam mode. But as you're going to see, no Dolly Cam markers have been placed yet. So it's going to give you this error that basically says you've switched to the Dolly camera, but you haven't placed any markers. And it's going to, it wants you to place some markers. So you press OK, and you're in the Dolly camera. You can't do anything. So you want to press your left bumper, head back to edit camera mode, and I'm going to get this started. I'm going to come up here because I want to show you guys one of the things that, you might run into, one of the problems. So to insert a marker, what you do is you press your right thumbstick down, and as soon as I push that, you can see that I got the preview window up there in the upper left of the screen. That preview window, it's not that great, but it gets the job done. It doesn't give you the full widescreen perspective of what you're going to see, which can kind of be a hassle sometimes. But it does let you know how far into the clip you're currently at. You can see it's 225 right there, and what camera you're currently on. So I'm going to let this play a little bit, a couple of seconds here. And I'm going to insert another camera. Just press that, press the right stick down again, and you're going to insert another camera. So now you can see I have 2 cameras. It tells me well, these are actually markers. I'll probably call them cameras all the time, so just forgive me for that. You can see that I have camera number 1 or marker number 1. It's at 2 minutes and 24 seconds into the game. And then camera number 2 or marker number 2 at 2 minutes and 30 seconds into the game. I'm going to fast forward a little bit and I'm going to place camera number 3. So that one's 3 seconds ahead of past camera number 2 at 2:33. Now, you can move yourself right up to one of these cameras and you're going to get this little yellow circle around the camera once you get close enough. This little yellow circle lets you know you're close enough to edit the camera. So what you want to do is you want to press down your right thumbstick. When you're editing the camera, you can reposition it. So you just click on A, and then you can see that that's a camera right there with the yellow circle around it that we're repositioning. Move to wherever you want and press on your right thumbstick. And it's going to pop this back up. Just press B back out. Your camera has been repositioned. Now if you move up to the camera, you press down your right thumbstick. Open it back up, you have speed mode. So you have manual, you have linear, and you have fixed. I'm going to show you guys how to use these a little bit later, but this basically just controls the speed that your camera moves down the dolly. Alright, so I'm going to put a little correction in here. It's not how fast the camera moves down the dolly line, it's actually how fast the game plays back. Fast forward, slow motion, or normal speed. So let's show you how that camera moves down the dolly now. I'm going to press on my my left bumper, on my left D-pad, and it's going to back up the film for me. There is no rewind that I know of in theater mode. All you can do is skip backwards. So yeah, I'm at 220 in the timeline right now, so you're not going to see the camera for a couple seconds. Here it comes. There's the camera going down the dolly. That's what the preview window is currently showing, whatever that camera is on. So that's a very basic dolly cam segment right there. I just rewound it so you can see it go through it again. Actually, I guess I didn't rewind it far enough. So there it is, rewound, so you can see it go through there again. And I'm going to stop it. So I just paused it. Now we have marker number 1, marker number 2, and we have this dolly camera in between the two of them. So I'm going to press play again, and I'm going to stick it right in the middle. I'm going to stop it. So I just press pause. Now I'm going to insert another camera. I want to insert a camera in this location. Again, just, for no reason other than to show you guys how you do it. So what I'm going to do, insert another camera, another marker, just by pressing the right thumbstick. So now we have a second camera in between what was number 1 and is now number 3. We have camera number 2. So camera number 3 used to be camera number 2, but because we inserted one in the middle, it's just automatically changed the progression of the numbers in order. So, every camera after this one will go up 1. Now you can see how the camera, just so you understand how the dolly cam works, it's timeline based. So this one's a 224, this one's a 227, 230. You can pretty much add about 1 camera every second. I think you can actually get, 2 in the 1 second spot, maybe even more. I haven't really tried to get, that specific with it. But that's how it works. It's a little confusing at first when you're using a dolly cam and you have a section and you're like, oh right, this is where I want a camera right now. And you click on it and you can't add one because you've already added one in there. Or when you end up doing it, it doesn't look right. It's just a matter of figuring out how to use it, and it's something you're going to figure out with trial and error. Hopefully watching this will explain some of it to you. I'm just going through the basics right now, so excuse me if this is kind of boring. Just go ahead and fast forward. So when you go up and you edit the camera, like I said, you can reposition it. You can also remove it. So I'm just going to remove that marker we just put in, and it's renamed everything back to their originals. And you can see the camera is still right there on this dolly line. And this is what I call the dolly line, this orange line here. It gives you the trajectory of the camera, the path that it's going to follow. And sometimes you have to manipulate this line by adjusting how many cameras you have along the path you want it to follow. And that's not going to make any sense to you right now. So I'm gonna show you exactly what I mean. I'm going to remove all the markers. So I'm just going to go down here and remove all markers. And it's going to warn me that I'm going to remove them all. I'm going to say yes. So now there's nothing there. And I'm going to insert one. And I'm going to fast forward. Let's fast forward it there. A couple seconds. Actually, that's a little too far. Let's fast forward it to right there. Don't even think that's much different. I'm going to come all the way down here. And let's say you have some action happening right here, which I suppose we do. Let's click on that. And that's where you want the next camera to go. And then you press play. Oh, I have an alarm going off. Hold on. Alright, and I'm back. Now, where was I? We just had this camera. Oh, okay, I went too far. This camera is at 238. So let's say we want one here at 240. And I want to have the next camera be right here, 2 seconds later. So, this is what I meant about manipulating the dolly line. You can see that we have this huge line going all the way from camera number 1 all the way down here to camera number 2. And then it goes underground. And then it comes back up. It's not good. You don't want that. So we're going to back it up. And I'm going to actually switch into the dolly camera view. To do that, I just press right on the right bumper. And it takes you from the edit camera view to the dolly camera view. I'm going to press play, and you're going to get to see the dolly camera working. And it's going to follow down this line. It's going to slowly move to the direction I wanted it to, and it's going to fly underground and then come back up. That's bad. Now, some of you might be like, well, how in the hell do I fix this? What the heck's going on? The problem can be solved in a variety of ways. One, you can take camera number 2 and reposition it and bring it up higher. But, back it out, and there you go. Now it's not going underground, right? But here's the thing. If you wanted camera number 2 down here for a specific reason, to see him at that view exactly when it's there, moving the camera up here isn't going to help you at all. It's just, hindering the process of what you wanted to achieve. So let's reposition that and put it back down here. Right where we wanted it, or at least pretty close. Still going underground. Haven't done anything. Now you could also move this camera. You can move it up. And it's not really going to help you too much. And I just want to show you guys something real quick. When you go up to a camera, as you can see, the timeline right now is at 237. This camera here is at 241. If I just go to edit it, it's automatically going to switch me to that part in the timeline, which is really handy to know. So, what I'm going to do to solve this problem is go up here to camera number 1, change to that point in the timeline, and I'm going to explain to you why I think it does it. So, quick and dirty, the reason why it does it, this is a re-record by the way, is because the time that it takes to go from marker number 1 to marker number 2 is such a short time, and that path is so long, and then marker number 3 is so close to marker number 2, that it has to go underground to continue on that arc, to take the speed that it's gained and to slowly arc towards camera marker number 3. If you didn't go underground like that, or if it didn't go underground like that, then it wouldn't be smooth. It would just end up being jagged. It wouldn't look elegant at all. And that's why the dolly cam is there, is to make things look elegant that would normally look otherwise. And I'm about to tell you my way around that. So what we're going to do to fix this problem is we're going to press play and watch this camera come down the dolly line. And, right around here, usually I go around the middle. Let's just try here and see what happens. I'm going to come over onto the camera and I'm going to insert another camera right in the middle of that line. Now you can see what it's done is it's kind of changed the speed of the camera. So now it doesn't go underground. So if we switch back to if we switch back to the dolly camera, you can see that it doesn't go underground and it makes a nice transition from one to the other. So that was one of the things that I wanted to show you guys before I actually get into the whole process of doing this, because this probably isn't going to come up in the clip that I'm about to show you. And that's it. I'm out of time. If you guys have any questions for me to answer before I do the next tutorial about this, which is probably going to be me like running you guys through setting up a segment, like an actual segment of a kill streak or something like that, with probably using like 30 or 40 cams, then let me know. I'm also going to start trying to stream my my theater mode work live on Justin TV again. So yeah, rate, comment, subscribe. Thank you.